Hey Yankee Tangos, McFast here. I'm back with episode 2 of setup tips. While we're on the subject of shocks, I'm not going to use the stock shocks on Sport 3. I'm going to use the TRF big bores that I used on shaft on my Sprint 2. These are terrific shocks. They handle really great. They've got a ton of setup options. This is what you're looking for. Asia Tees had the best price. I think it was $48 shipped. Took 12 days, but I got them. I was trying to look for the part number on here. Most places these are $100. It's item number 42287. Then the double star, I don't know if that means anything, 8600, but I think if you just search for 42287, it'll put you in the right place. It shows some compatible chassis. Of course the Sprint's not on there, but what is really nice is it comes with a variety of shock ends for down by the spring perch, so you can select the ones that give you the proper length. Also, it comes with dual bleed hole pistons, single bleed hole pistons, and there's also a triple one also. Changing pistons is not valving a shock on a one-to-one car. When you're working on like Penske's, for example, what I ran, when I'd valve those shocks, you had stainless steel shims that fit on either side of the piston. And what they would do would deflect under the hydraulic pressure of the shaft movement, and that's what would give you your valving. It would be different on one side of the piston to the other. So all you're doing here is selecting a piston, and they're controlling the bleed through the holes and what's on the sidewalls. How tight a fit that is, I don't know. To me, proof's in the pudding. If it works, it does. So these are great shocks. Also, it comes with some O-rings and these little red, what they call urethane bushings. You can put them in, and that's going to stop the bladder from expanding. It's going to go up, push against the top of the shock cap, and there it's going to stay. And let me take one of these apart and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I didn't use green slime or nothing like that on there, but you'll see there's your bladder cap, there's your piston or your shock cap. In the shock cap you can see a place to put that urethane bushing, which is what we're going to do. I want to stiffen these shocks up just a little bit by limiting how much that bladder can move. Now these are not solid, they're squishy, so it's not like you're removing, putting something solid. They still have some squish, and this is really a fine-tune item. I don't think that's going to stay there while I screw it down. I just have to make sure I got it centered pretty well. That looks good to me. Just for good measure. Yeah, still centered. Okay. The other nice thing about those bladders is you have no air inside that shock with those bladders. You overfill them, you push them down in, and it pushes out excess fluid, and that makes it tight. I'm going to screw this top back down to, remember how I showed on the using the file and the line, see how much better it shows up. There's already a notch in there. All you got to do is I just filed it so it lined up. Works great. So now when I push on that, you can see with the speed it returns, that gives me some rebound. If you look at one we haven't modified yet, well, I still have rebound. See how much slower it is? It's not quite the speed of that other one. I like a little rebound in them. That's all I got for you today on setup tips. Just the addition of that urethane bushing, what a difference it makes in your rebound. Some of you may not want that rebound. I may not like it once I get it, but it should help control the ride a little bit better on smooth surfaces. Papa Oscar.